They're now live.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the June 10th Municipality of Tweed Council meeting. We always begin our meetings with our land acknowledgement. The Municipality of Tweed recognizes that our work takes place on traditional Indigenous territories, including the Huron-Wendat, Anishinaabe, and the Haudenosaunee peoples. We recognize and respect the history, languages, and cultures of the First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all Indigenous peoples, whose presence continues to enrich our communities. Miigwech. Could you please join us now in the singing of Old Canada? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder for the approval of the meeting, agenda meeting for today, please? Thank you, Councilor Valiquette. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Demarche. Any questions, comments on the agenda? Seeing none, be it resolved that the agenda for the June 10th, 2025 regular council meeting be approved as presented. All in favor? Thank you. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Could I have a mover and a seconder for the adoption of two sets of minutes from the May 27th, 2025 special council meeting and the minutes from May 27th, 2025 regular council meeting? Mover and a seconder, please. Thank you, Councilor Valiquette. Thank you, Councilor Fleeler. Any questions on either set of minutes? Seeing none, be it resolved that the minutes of the May 27, 2025 special council meeting and the regular council meeting be adopted as presented. All in favor? Thank you. It's weird having Joanne here because I don't think you've ever seen me like been here when I've done this. I feel like I'm being graded by my teacher over there. There will be a closed meeting today. Council will hold a closed meeting during the regular council meeting pursuant to section 2392 of the Municipal Act 2001 SO 2001 C25 as amended to consider the following matters. F, advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose. And K, a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality or local board. 2001 C25 S 2392, 2017 C10 Schedule 1 S26. We'll move on to my mayor's remarks. It's always a pleasure to start our council meetings by celebrating members of our community. Today is no exception. Congratulations to Nicole Flynn, who was recently recognized at the Loyalist College 58th Annual Convocation with the Hugh P. O'Neill Outstanding Alumni Award. We in this community know Nicole as an artist, writer, author, actor, photographer, and advocate for those of different abilities. As Mark Kirkpatrick, Loyalist President and CEO, noted, through her advocacy, Nicole challenges people to recognize their bias and shift their perspective. Her work reminds us that building an inclusive culture requires sustained commitment and a willingness to expand how we think, act, and engage with others. I know her words will make a lasting impression on our graduates as they step into their careers, ready to transform the world for the better. Nicole has written a number of books and has just come off a grueling speaking tour. Nicole also has podcasts and regular Facebook motivational moments. Congratulations, Nicole. Also, congratulations to local sculptor and artist Paul Shire as the recipient of the Craft Ontario Best Craft Design for his entry family. The Quinte Arts Council hosted the Expression Legacy event at the John M. Parrott Art Gallery. Paul was honored to have two of his creations accepted by the organizers, and the municipality Tweed was well represented as the competition, with our Marta Muka winning Jurors' Choice Award for her garden party. Congratulations, Marta, and to you as well, Paul. Council also extends our heartfelt congratulations to Joanne Albert, who is this year's recipient of the Provincial Senior of the Year. As June is Seniors Month, this award recognizes outstanding seniors who enrich the social, culture, and civic life of their community. This recognition is a testament to the remarkable contributions and unwavering dedication. These awards are intended for individuals who demonstrate commitment to community, seeking to make a difference at every turn. Joanne's achievements serve as a powerful reminder of the impact one person can have on their community. Shortly, we'll share more about Joanne and her accomplishments. On May 28th, I participated in a Hastings County Council meeting. That afternoon, I attended the Food for All Committee, and that evening, I chaired the Hastings Small Business Resort Board at Cube Cafe. Just as a side note, the Food for All Committee wanted me to let everybody know out there that if you have extra food that you're growing in your gardens this year, then please take it to St. Andrews, and they will make sure it gets to people who are in need. On the 29th, I had the distinct honor of attending the Mayor's Community Living COPE breakfast, along with fellow mayors Deline and O'Neill. The breakfast was convened by their executive director, Christine Spencer. It was a wonderful opportunity to hear from young adults on how COPE has helped them deal with life's challenges. On May 30th, I was joined by Councillors Feeler and Valiquette, Deputy Mayor Demarche, and my husband, Chuck Mustard, as we raised the pride flag in celebration and awareness of the LGBTQ spirited community. It was disheartening to hear that we had to remove the comments section from our Facebook post due to the unbelievable, disparaging, derogatory, abusive, and malicious comments from those inside and outside our community. Chuck and I have always felt safe within our municipality. Nonetheless, what we have recently witnessed speaks to the negativity and intolerance that has gripped the world since Trump's presidency and the lingering effects of COVID mandates. Many now believe that they have a right to be harmful, hurtful, to be cruel, to bully. We are now witnessing the erosion of the gains made by the LGBTQ spirited community. It is more imperative now than ever that this community, this country, be a beacon of hope for those around the world who are persecuted and murdered for the person they choose to love. LGBTQ spirited youth continue to struggle with their identity, afraid to be the person who they are meant to be. We need to show our love, acceptance, and compassion for these young individuals so that they know suicide is not the answer. Yes, LGBTQ spirited youth suicide is among the highest reported. Thank you to all our residents who spoke out against these vitriol comments. Never forget your posts and comments are a reflection on your community. And today, those posts are far-reaching. We are better than this. The evening of the 29th, I attended the Harvest Hastings dinner along with Councillor Valiquette. On the 14th, Councillor Valiquette and I participated in the AMO webinar, Strategic Thinking, Planning and Leading for Municipal Councils. That afternoon, I sat in on the in-season wildfire information briefing and update for municipal partners. On June 5th, Deputy Mayor Demarche and Councillors Valiquette, Fleeler, and I were joined by CAO Diskey, Clerk Krellin, Public Works Manager Reed, Economic Development and Recreational Manager Hardesty, and staff Trevor Prevost, Jay Bapty, and Cindy Chow for a full-day asset management tour. We visited many of the bridges, roads, community halls, public works depots, and recreational facilities in our quest for a better handle on what we will need to invest in order to keep many of our assets operational. As we have stated, there is no possible way that we can raise an additional $13.5 million per year for the next 15 to 20 years, on top of our current tax levy of $6.3 million. Unfortunately, there will be assets that we will have to close if there are viable alternatives. Also, we are so grateful for the staff that we have leading us during this period of discernment and transition. That evening, I attended the Kiwanis Club meeting. On June 6th, I attended the Nicholas Wallace, a work of fiction production hosted by Tweed and Company Theatre at the Marble Arts Centre. Nicholas is an illusionist, and he staged an absolutely amazing performance. We are so fortunate to have Tweed and Company in our community. They are a major economic driver. They have amazing shows coming up, so be sure to get your tickets before they sell out. On June 7th, I attended the Marlbank Canteen Donor Appreciation Barbecue. Thank you, Christine Brown, for your commitment to your community. On June 9th, I chaired the Belleville General Hospital Foundation Finance Committee. This will be my last meeting with the foundation as I've tendered my resignation. In closing, although as a community we face many challenges, I am confident that we have the grit, commitment, and perseverance to deal head-on with what is coming at us. Happy summer. Okay, notices of motion. Okay, this is a notice of motion that I have tabled, so I will be the mover. Can I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. I'll read the motion. This motion is in regards to the changes made by the provincial government in regards to recycling. Be it resolved that whereas under Ontario Regulation 391/21, blue box producers are fully accountable and financially responsible for their products and packaging once they reach their end of life and are disposed of for eligible sources only. And whereas ineligible sources which producers are not responsible for include businesses, places of worship, daycares, campgrounds, public-facing and internal areas of municipal-owned buildings, and not-for-profit organizations such as shelter and food banks. And whereas failure to include ineligible sources on the Ontario Regulation 391/21 Blue Box Program is in essence a provincial tax on ineligible sources. And whereas should a municipality continue to provide services to the ineligible sources, the municipality will be required to oversee the collection, transportation, processing of the recycling, assuming 100% of the cost, which amounts to yet another provincial municipal download. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Municipality of Tweed Council hereby request that the province amend Ontario Regulation 391/21 Blue Box so that producers are responsible for the end-of-life management of recycling products from all sources. And further, that Council hereby requests the support of all Ontario municipalities. And further, that this resolution be forwarded to the Honourable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honourable Tom McCarthy, Minister of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, Mike Harris, Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry, Rick Brise, a member of Provincial Parliament for Hastings, Eglinton and Addington, and Minister of Affairs and Housing, Rob Flack, and all other municipalities. The reason why I've tabled this is, I'm not sure if everybody's fully aware, but as you know, in our previous recycling program before these changes, all the goods in a community, whether it be from a household or from a business, were collected and recycled. Under this new bill, starting July 1st, household will see no change in recycling. However, our downtown businesses, this municipal office, our not-for-profit organizations, our churches in our community, their recycling will no longer be picked up. Furthermore, we are not allowed to accept the recycling at our depot. So these individuals must now find a way to deal with recycling because we cannot accept it in our waste site. So this is a great injustice to those who are probably already struggling in many ways in this economy. However, that's why we have tabled this motion, because we are extremely upset as a council for this new direction that the province has taken. Any comments from council? Yes, Councillor Fair, and yes, and then Deputy Demarche.
Your Worship, as you and I both sat on the Quinte Waste Solutions Board, we pushed to have both sides work together. It seemed to make the most sense. As we sit right now, this is putting another cost on the backs of our taxpayers. I can't believe that there are all the members of Parliament, all the MPPs that sit there. No one realizes what damage this is going to do to the province. I just can't believe they did this.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Marsh.
There, I had sent to, there was some changes that, maybe that was after the step down, so some of those amendments, you see that?
Chair, yes, I did, and I have a few questions that I've left a message for Bill Sanderson to contact me, and he did leave me a message yesterday, so I'll be following up with him today.
Thank you. Any other questions on the motion? All in favor of the motion as described, thank you. Delegations and petitions. Oh, yeah. Ontario Senior of the Year. Okay. Up here, and Michelle's gonna film it, and we're gonna be in front of the camera. So everybody can see how good you look as she's getting into her 80th year. Here, let me say this for you, Joanne. Very good, man.
Oh my goodness. Maybe we won't post that also.
You guys can come right in here.
We really should have all these people sitting here with,
Okay, anyway, Joanne, this is such an honor for us to be able to present you with the Senior of the Year Award for 2025, but I just want to share a little bit about Joanne beforehand. Joanne has been a teacher for 32 years. After that, retirement wasn't good enough for her, and she became a counselor for 3 years, from 2003 to 2006. After that, she took on the role of mayor for 16 years, from 2006 to 2022. And she was also warden. I think you were the second female warden?
yes.
That's right. And that's how the history of Hastings County, like that's going like way, 180 some years, only 2 women. Joanne was one of those, and she was warden, elected warden for 2 years in 2010 and then re-elected in 2011. She was also the chair of Prince Edward Public Health Board for 6 years, and God knows what that must have been like, especially what we have been going through.
You're golden.
Yes, through COVID, exactly. Joanne, you have quite the illustrious career. And Joanne continues to be deeply involved in our community through various roles and initiatives. She currently serves as a dedicated member of the Festival of Trees for over 20 years. Retired, oh, she's finally retiring from something, okay. Oh, you'll still be, there you go, you. Okay, that doesn't mean you're gonna be bringing my wreath now.
I'll deliver.
Okay. She's also director on the Heart of Hastings Hospice Board. She's a director on the Central Hastings Support Network Board, which is also responsible for our local transit, which we're very grateful for. She has been a mentor to Dawn DeGenova in her capacity as mayor. So everything that you like is my idea, and everything you don't is hers. When I took on this role, they noted I had big shoes to fill, and I said, I've never had a problem wearing pumps. Seriously, Joanne has become an inspiration to me. I served with Joanne for 8 years, and she was a most amazing, caring, wise, and dedicated leader. Your active participation in community events and initiatives highlight your eagerness to assist wherever you can. Joanne, you are the gift that keeps on giving.
Hear
Joanne.
that, Jerry?
Somebody get a bottle from the area, they need a sausage cookie. Joanne, your commitment and dedication to improving the well-being of your community has not gone unnoticed. Council is thrilled to present to you the provincial 2025 Senior of the Year Award. It's and one condition is you have to walk around town with this on your back next week. Anyway, here you go, Joanne, and then I'm gonna get the council up here for a picture. Yes.
Say a few words? Okay, just a few. No. This is a total surprise. Well, this week when I got the email from Cindy was a surprise, and I thank you very, very much. Behind me, it's a surprise to see everybody, and I'm going to cry. All my friends here, they definitely are the seniors of the year. With their support throughout since 2003, I wouldn't be here. So thank you for coming out. And Shelley, I didn't mean to include you in the senior yet. And Jerry, he's he never said until 2022, no, you aren't running again. But he's always supported, he doesn't come out to anything municipal, he says that's your job, not mine. And has no desire to hear about it either, so, but he has supported me the whole time and everything I do, even last night going out to a hospice meeting. He knows how much I feel about the hospice, Heart of Hastings Hospice, so thank you, Jerry, for all your support. And my kids couldn't be here, of course, they work, everybody worked. I have 3 beautiful stepdaughters and who aren't I don't call them stepdaughters, stepmothers. Ugly, but and my son, they couldn't. So, thank you, council. I've sat with everyone but Peter, but I've known Peter for many years too, as when he was our staff sergeant from the LPP. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased with his work.
Thank you, all council up here for a group photo. And by the way, Jerry, Chuck says you're his mentor.
Jeremy does nothing.
That's right, exactly.
Jimmy's been with me for the whole time.
Could you have taken him? What do you? You ready yet? It's good?
Peter, yeah. And I can do you guys up here with your friends.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Thank you very much. And I forgot to say my wonderful staff too.
Yeah.
I should have said my staff, and now mind you, there's
See, you're
three
still alive.
of you that were here there, but thank you. No, she wants.
We're feeling sleeping on me.
Yeah. Special, it tells me so. Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah, fine, good for it.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, you okay?
That was fun. An amazing woman. I know. Okay. Oh, sorry, Jamie, I thought everybody signed it. Could I just grab a black coffee? Thanks, I just want to. Too caught up in all this and realizing I must have.
Is mine for?
Is that where you get those sweet refreshing cold out the council?
You're good.
It's a lot of space.
Okay, so back to our council meeting. Could I have a move and a seconder to table the CAO report from June 10th, 2025? Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Thank you, Councillor Fleeler. Over to you, Ron.
Thank you, and through the chair, just a couple updates. Currently, I've been working with respect to engagement. The asset management. So I have now worked in 3 different organizations. I have one for demonstration. I have one more meeting on Wednesday just to see a demonstration, and then I will be bringing forward a small report on the selection, basically indicating which proponent we're going to look at. I am conforming to our purchasing policy to ensure that we get 3 codes. And just from a technical point, we have indicated that we need to ensure that only one IP address or one email can be accepted through the survey. So they have all indicated that that is something that can be accomplished. One of the other things I wanted to report on today was I have engaged almost all the municipal staff. So I have met with them personally, talked to them, discussed different philosophies of my leadership style, with the exception of the volunteer firefighters. So I'm working with Chief Little to work on meeting some of those gentlemen as well, ladies and gentlemen as well. One thing that was not on the report that came up just recently, I wanted to congratulate and make council aware that Ryan Reed and Trevor Prevost have been certified as road supervisors through the Association of Ontario Road Supervisors. So congratulations to those staff members. And also, I would like to introduce our new treasurer, Cindy Laprade.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Cindy has been an invaluable asset to us over the last couple of weeks. We are very fortunate to have a treasurer with such skills and knowledge. So I'm very pleased that she has taken the time to join us and coach us and mentor us through these tough times. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions of CEO Diskey, the report? Seeing none, be it resolved that council authorize staff to increase municipalities. Oh, sorry. Sorry, yep, I skipped. Be it resolved that council receive the CAO report for information. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table the request for a line of credit increase to $3 million? Thank you, Councillor Valley-Kett. Thank you, Councillor Fleeler. Over to you, CEO Diskey.
Thank you, through the chair. This is just a quick report. As mentioned, Cindy has joined us. She has indicated to us that our line of credit is slightly inadequate. Currently, we have a line of credit of $500,000 for a municipality of this size with our expenditures. She is recommending that we improve that or increase that to $3 million. Again, per the report, the line of credit is only used for short-term purposes to ensure the municipality's cash flow remains viable. Thank you.
Any questions of CAO Diskey on that recommendation? Seeing none. Be it resolved that council will authorize staff to increase the municipality's line of credit to $3 million. All in favor? Thank you. Water rate study. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table the water rate study report? Mover and a seconder, please. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Demarche. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Over to you again, CIO Diskey.
Through the chair, this report addresses the need for our water study. It's a water rate study and a financial plan study. This is a legislative requirement with respect to the Safe Drinking Water Act 2002. This study is going to cost $14,000, which I feel is a very good price for such a study. This study will provide us with information so that we can make informed decisions moving forward on this asset, and this will also assist us with our asset management plan. So, the financing of this study can come from the water reserve. Thank you.
Any questions on the study? Seeing none. Be it resolved that council approve the water rate study and financial plan, and that Ontario Clean Water Agency be awarded the contract to conduct the study. All in favor? Thank you. Over to community development. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table the community development update, please? Thank you, Councillor Valley-Kett. Thank you, Councillor Fleeler. I'm going to turn it over to you, Rochelle, because you have a number of items.
Okay, through the mayor, with the request from the Agricultural Society for the new Derby entrance, a site inspection was done there with quite a few people. The Land O'Lakes Curling Club has no objection to that request, and it does not encroach upon their property. So they are going to go ahead with that. The Peace Pole update, as you can see on the attached map, there is a new location that everyone is agreeable upon. So it will be beside the entrance to the park, beside the flower garden bed, so they can move forward with that. Main Street Rehabilitation Task Force update. I want to thank Cindy Chow for actually all of this. We're working on it. She led the beautification of downtown. The flowers were and soil were donated to Tom's Independent. Thank you, Tom, for that. And then we received money, the task force received money from CFDC to pay for the planter. So it is looking great downtown. And once the flowers come more in bloom, it's gonna look beautiful.
Wonderful. Any questions? Yes, please, Councilor
I
Bell.
don't have a question specifically, just a comment through the mayor. But I was down to the boat races on the weekend with my family and my grandsons, and it was, the trees look great, the park looked really good. And there was a lot of people, there was a lot of activity, it was well managed, it was a good community event that I don't know how many people locally took advantage of it, there were quite a few, but just wanted to say thank you as well.
Thank you, and I'll share that information with them as well.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none. Be it resolved that council receive the community development update as presented. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a move and a seconder to table the Taste of Tweed proposal? Thank you very much, Councilor Valiquette. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Demarche. Over to you, Rochelle.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. So as you know, for Canada's 150th anniversary, we received quite a huge grant for having the first annual Farm to Table event. It's a wonderful event with 1,300 people in attendance every other year. However, I do have concerns with weather, as last year we had a thunderstorm come in when it was happening and it was raining. And the 2 years before that, it was quite hot. We have no place to host that many people. So I would like to recommend to council that we do it for significant events, years for the municipality, and expand on our Taste of Tweed event. Our Taste of Tweed event is a really kind of like, it's a beautiful setting. It's smaller. We're really showcasing, but we have a contingency plan for weather for that. That has worked out well in the past. So my recommendation the other thing is that when we do this year for Farm to Table, when we do Farm to Table, we get all of our product grown. So we talk to our farmers and get our protein and some of our vegetables planted by our farmers due to time constraints. That was not done this year. However, it's something that I would really like to expand on Taste of Tweed, and that's my recommendation to council.
Thank you very much. Any comments? I think it's a wise move.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Be it resolved that council receive the 2025 Taste of Tweed report as presented, and further that the Taste of Tweed be held annually with Farm to Table occurring during special milestone years. All in favor? Thank you. Over to the fire chief. Could I have a move and a seconder to table the fire department update, please? Thank you, Councillor Fleeler, and thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Is there anything in particular, Derek, that you wanted to share from that report?
Through the mayor, the only thing we've been, one thing is coming up is looking forward to is the switchgear. Hopefully that does happen first. We've been waiting for that for quite some time, and it's been on order for quite a few years here to get it. And that's going to be a big help for the community and stuff to have that backup power system. And the thing I was showing you is last week in the tour there, big generator that's going in there, and we're happy to get that out of the fire hall too, so it's more room. But it's but yes, no, it's we're looking forward. That'll be a big community support for backup for emergency and stuff for going forward will be great. We do continue, just one thing in there, we do continue to monitor with the M&R heavily daily with the wildfires going out west, and people just so they kind of do see there is a haze in the air that is from the out west fires, and hopefully they get some precipitation and stuff to assist them out there, because it is heading into Manitoba and into Ontario, and they hopefully get a hold on that so we don't do that. But that is, if you do see some stuff from fog and stuff and conditions, we had some concerns, some phone calls about it. People, you do once in a while, you will get a whiff of even of the smoke or whatever, but it's just something to it is from quite a distance away, and we just try to, it's nothing to be worried about for us right now. We do have agreements with the M&R right now, and I know they are assisting out there, so as we could be assisting them with more of our northern area if we have to. Our guys do have their training with the M&R, and just to be very cautious with your burning. I know we've got some precipitation and stuff, but it is if you look at the ground in the last 4 or 5 days, the ground dried out a fair bit. They're starting getting cracking in the ground and that, and we do continue to keep our 7 to 7 burn on. If you do get a hold of us, we are allowing some burns through the days that are you know, favorable to it with the low winds and the precipitation on the ground and the low dew factor. So it would be, we are allowed to burn. We're not trying to hold a full burn ban on anything or anything right now, but if you do contact Sean or myself or the fire department or the office, they will give you, if there's days that we can, we will allow you to burn and stuff. So just, but we are being very cautious with it right now with out west. It's it's a big situation out there and they're using a pile of resources out there. So right now, so just so be, I think we think about them. So anyways, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes, Councillor Valiquette.
Yeah, to the mayor, to the fire chief, just to go back to the generator. So, significant financial investment, in both the generator and the
Yeah.
switchgear. Do we have a preventative maintenance plan for that? Do we do something with that annually?
It get, yes, so through the, Councillor Velcat, we do every year that he gets tested, gets maintenance and stuff done on it. It's had, we've changed last year. We ended up had to change the fuel out on it and stuff. We use another resource, but, change the fuel out and that stuff is done in a yearly basis of maintenance on the generator itself to make sure that it's maintained yearly and it's definitely kept up and we've actually had some other maintenance done to it as well. So, but yeah.
Just one last question. So not the switchgear, does that make this automated? Will it automatically go over? Does somebody physically have to?
It's going to be a physical. The automatic one was 100, like a pile. I think it was upwards of the $70,000-$80,000. This one here is, it's not going to be like at the home or whatever. Some of the ones that have the automatic, it'll be a flip over switch with basically you have to go in and flip it over and fire it up basically to go once we know it's about it.
Well, so what, I'm just curious if we're in some sort of crisis, who's going to be trained and capable of doing that?
So we will through the mayor, we'll do the staff. The staff will be trained on that. Well, the arena staff and plus fire staff will be trained on how to do that. So whoever gets there in the first emergency will have basically first responder, the setup, the center will have that set up to do that. So
Perfect. Thank
yeah.
you.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, excuse me, be it resolved that council receive the fire department update as presented. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table the Jameson Street parking restrictions? Thank you, Councillor Fleeler. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Would you like to walk us, there's a number of options there. Maybe people want to state their preferred option. First, I'll go around the table. Start with you, Councillor Valiquette.
So I don't know, I did read this, but I'm just kind of curious if businesses locally within campus, and what kind of impact that may or may not have on. Tragedy happens all the time. Sometimes, even though you put in certain restrictions, it's still unavoidable. Because tragic things happen, unfortunately. But certainly, I think, first blush, I would think that restricting it just, I guess the biggest player there is Tom's. That's why everybody shows up in the parks there. Would be to restrict the traffic for the parking on the south side, just during his business hours.
Well, I'm fine with restricting it to the south side as well, because you have that long span in front of the that red barn there that to me is like it's just too open and everything. And then you have the church right after that and the parking. I would drive a laneway and then parking, but there's more room to park on the north side. So I'm good with option 2. Jim, Councillor Fleeler.
I did talk to the bylaw enforcement officer regarding this and I would suggest if we go with number 2, we get like, I know we have a shortage of parking here, but I came up this morning and there were 6 cars sitting there. I was going through there more than once and a car pulled right out of the parking lot, out of the IGA parking lot, or IGA. I used to work there when I was a kid, so it's always gonna be the IGA. The independent parking lot almost took me out. So the congestion is there, the danger is there. I feel that we need to take the parking off the south side for sure. 24/7, 365. They're open 7 days a week. The church, have people that also show up for church. It also adds to the confusion. We've also had a lady got hit at Metcalf and Jameson a couple, 3 years ago. I don't know if that contributed to that or not, the traffic sitting there, but they sit right at the corner. They sit right at the edge of the store. You've got no way to see who's popping up there. I feel bare minimum, we need to shut the south side off,
No, not the south side, the north side.
south side.
Two is restricted parking on the south side.
Yeah, the side right along the
Restricted
store.
to. That's right, it's allowing parking on the south side, not on the north side.
That wouldn't. So the store,
The side
on the
of
north side of the
is-
store?
No, that we're talking about the street, and so by the store would be the south side.
Yep.
And this side would be the north side. I'm saying, I don't think we should have parking on the north side, but we allow parking on the south side. And that's what I think this recommendation is saying.
Your worship, that's what's contributing to the congestion is the south side.
Well, I think though, the accident that it happened stemmed from the north side. From the farm stand that was there, and the child ran out from there. Not from the.
I don't know, but if you go down there right now and look at that, the cars are parked right up to the edge of the store. And if people, like when they opened that up to two-way traffic, used to go in one way and out the other. Most people did. That also helped to prevent, any incidents there. But now the cars are parked right up to the corner. You can't see. So
I know what you're saying. Okay, so that's good. Anybody else?
I just
Yeah.
have to go back,
Yeah.
because I actually support the option 3, which is the parking on the south side, because I agree with Councillor Fleeler that the majority of when I'm there and I've come out, it's generally the traffic that's moving up and down while you're trying to get out of the parking lot.
Well, it says restrict parking to the south side, option 3, so it's the same thing.
Same thing.
So-
One's a
It's
set.
the time.
So, you're right. So I'm saying restrict parking on the south side, Monday, 7 days a week from 8 to 5.
So okay, so you're saying you're going to allow parking on the south
On
side.
the north side.
Okay, so you want to do it, so you want to change it, add another option, which is the north side.
Right.
Okay, Deputy Mayor DeMarsh.
Yeah, just with the things here, I supported number 3, just for simplicity reasons, and you start adding hours on there and then try to enforce it. It's a whole lot easier just to if you're gonna restrict 24 hours.
We can live with that.
Yeah, your worship, I'm option 3, just simplicity, as Deputy Mayor said, but I also believe that, our duty when we put these in place, we're allowing more room, but we can't control the caution of drivers, that somebody's in a rush, so,
So number 3 stands right now with 3. Does anybody want to change their mind? Go ahead.
I just want to add, and I'm not sure what the extent of the investigation of this was, but did anybody explore making Spring on Jameson Street one way? There are other options that I don't know have not been explored, because they're not included in here.
Deputy Mayor DeMarsh.
The other thing too is when I was looking at this, on the south side at Tom's, you can get off the street a little bit on that side, whereas the other side not so much because you're up on the sidewalk. So to me, south side just made a little more sense if you're gonna do it. Yeah, so that's.
Councilwoman.
sorry, your worship, just a clarification, on here, it's Monday to Saturday, I believe,
Mhm. It's still out for parking on.
still allowing,
by the
on
church.
Sunday is still a very busy day in Tweed.
Totally.
Again, simplicity, with our limited resources, are we better to just make it 7 days a week? Just no parking in general on that side?
I thought so.
I'm good with that. Yes, Councilor.
So what we're saying now is restrict the parking on the south
South
24/7,
24/7.
okay, and I think we need to pay particular attention to the north side because like you said, where that red building is, I don't think there should be any parking there.
We're saying
To the
no
church.
parking on
No,
the
we're
north
saying
side.
no parking.
No parking on the north side.
No parking on the north side at all?
No,
That's what there's.
24 hours, 7 days a week.
But the south side is also included?
No,
South
south side
side's
you can
allowed.
park on.
Cause you can get up off the road a little bit there.
Yeah, but the south side is the store side.
That's right.
Your worship, it's. I believe it's Councillor Fleeler's motion. So you'll have to decide.
It's not a motion, it's a
Or
report.
that, but it's, wasn't it?
It's based on him asking for an investigation.
Yeah, so your worship, could we go down and look at this with the bylaw enforcement officer and make sure that we're making the right decision? Like,
I know the area, I don't need to go down, comfortable with making a decision, but if council does not want to make a decision today, we defer it. I know exactly the area, I know exactly what we're talking about. I do not need to go down with the bylaw, so. Anybody else?
I know where I stand. Option
Okay,
3.
Jamie, Deputy Mayor?
It looks to me like the bylaw has already investigated this, so.
he's done a good job, he has, so.
I'm fine with that.
If there's any further, let's vote on it. I believe what we're looking at is changing this to restrict parking to the south side of the street from Monday to Sunday, 24 hours,
No, 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
One more thing, your worship,
One more
there's
thing.
no mention of north here at all. It's all south.
Well, that's because he was looking at where he was going to allow parking. He presented where he was considering allowing parking. So we can say, and no parking permitted on the north side whatsoever. Yes, Councillor Diskey.
But
CEO
We got a
Diskey.
motion.
Demotion, it's more demotion.
Through the chair, I would consider that a promotion, but no, I discussed this report with Kevin, so we're taking a graduated approach. So by restricting the parking just to one side of the road, it allows for improved sight lines, and it also allows for emergency access for vehicles if there's no parking on both sides. Councillor Valaket is correct. We could have offered a one-way scenario as well that would control traffic in a different way. But like I said, this is a graduated approach, and that's a step that we can look at if this does not improve the situation.
Thank you. Yes, Deputy Mayor Marsh.
Not through the mayor, if council leaders amicable to the change in his motions that we also.
Councillor Feeler's motion.
Oh, well, sorry, but he moved it, so he, so, okay, anyways. Irregardless, something about should be included in there that we authorize the public works manager to order the appropriate signage and install as well.
Sure. That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, enough of the discussion. Okay, good discussion. So, just let me read this to myself because Lori's amended it. Reason. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to read the motion. Be it resolved that council receive the Jameson Street parking restrictions report, and further that council directs staff to restrict parking to the south side of Jameson Street 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, and no parking permitted on the north side. And further that council authorize staff to bring forward a bylaw to this effect at a future council meeting.
Mayor, I thought we were choosing option 3, not option 2.
Many times. This is 24/7,
Okay, Liz.
7 days per week.
Yeah, I know, but option 2 doesn't need 24/7, option 3 does.
You didn't choose either.
We didn't choose any
Oh,
option.
okay, sorry.
These are not, these were just, we're,
Well, this just says option 2, that's why I said.
Yeah.
I see that, so, okay.
okay. Anyway, all in favor of the motion as presented? Okay, motion passed. Thank you. Okay, animal control officer, could I move in a second to table the animal control officer report, please? Thank you, Councillor Valaket, and thank you, Deputy Mayor Marsh. I don't see any. Oh, one thing I did. If I'm just going to pull this up here. For example, on May 14th, the dog was running at large, Sun Smile Lane, outdated tag, returned dog and sold a new dog tag. So do we also charge for do we also bill them for the mileage and for the hours on this? Or do we just do it for go ahead.
To the mayor, so we can only fine them as what's set out in our bylaws, so they are charged according to the fine. So the dog running at large, no tag affixed, and not having a tag would have been the common fines that we would put on there.
When we revisit that bylaw, I think we should back to them and charge them for everything, because this is a cost recoverable exercise. That's right. So maybe we can take that into account, CA Odyssey, and then at some point, all costs associated with the retrieval and return of the animal. Thank you for that clarification, Clerk Crellin. Yes, go ahead.
So, your worship, on the 30th of May, they had a dog attack report. Like, here we go again with these dogs. I don't want to say what I'm thinking. But this is also, no, but this is also an endangerment to the public.
Well, Jim,
So if
we have somebody's dog attack somebody, and you're right, it's endangerment, but that doesn't mean all people with dogs out there.
No, that's true.
That's right.
But the dog that attacks should be dealt with appropriately.
Oh,
That's all I'll say.
I'm sorry, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I won't
Yeah.
explain it
Yeah, I
appropriately.
know what you mean. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none. Be it resolved that council receive the May 2025 Animal Control and Livestock Investigation Report is presented. All in favor? Thank you. Committee board reports. Could I have a move and a seconder to table the committee board reports, please? Thank you, Councillor Valiquette, and thank you, Councillor Flaylor. Are there any reports that anybody would like? Oh, okay, we'll table them all because each of them has their own little recommendation. So all in favor of tabling the reports? Thank you. Then we'll move on to the first one. Looking at zoning amendment, public meeting ZA 13, excuse me, /25. Is there any comments or questions or concerns on that? Saying yes, Councillor Palmetier.
If this is flashing, does that mean it's not working?
Means you're getting low, but it's still working.
When they get low, we go high.
There we go. Your worship, this zoning amendment here, it kind of falls back on, somebody trying to build in our municipality. And then it comes down and it falls into the province's rules that we have to follow when there could be a bit more of a common sense approach to help get these people moving, not only in a time stance, but money. Significant money was spent on a study here that didn't need to be had. So I just think we need to be aware as a council the holdups that this has caused, and as we always do, advocate to the province, but we also know that often falls on deaf ears. So just wanted to point that out. It was also pointed out during the zoning meeting as well.
Councillor Valiquette, you have mentioned sometimes, like, can we override some of these things? Like, that are frivolous, okay? And Lucas, you're shaking your head, no, we can't, but I mean, like Councillor Palmetier said, and Councillor Valiquette has indicated in the past, some of these things are just holding up everything, and they're not warranted, okay? And it's, so can we sometimes make a decision?
Just very general through the mayor, municipalities are creatures of the province. In the province of Ontario, we're bound by many rules and different pieces of legislation. This is another example of that, where we don't have autonomy to make some of our own decisions.
Ridiculous. Oh, well, okay. Thank you. Be it resolved, the council receive the zoning amendment public meeting report as presented, and further the council directs staff to bring forward a bylaw for zoning amendment ZA 13/25 at the regular council meeting. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table Bill 17, Protect Ontario by Building Faster and Smarter Act 2025? Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Any questions on this particular report, which is totally valid. Oh, this is the one thing that did have difficulty with. I was under the impression that for new developments, we do not fund infrastructure. The developer and a new development is responsible for putting in the infrastructure. Lucas?
Through the mayor, we do have subdivision agreements that we put in place with our development community when these situations arise. As you know, we don't have development charges now. We're studying that currently this year. But some of those things that you had just mentioned are usually hashed out in subdivision agreements right now on a case-by-case basis. The intent is to have development charges cover some of those infrastructure costs moving forward as we work through the studies.
Actually, the whole concept of the development charge is to help pay for and increase access to other services within the community is what they should be intended for.
It includes more than just infrastructure, yes.
Because that way, you look at what we're going to be charging for what will likely come up as a development fee is going to come nowhere near what it's going to cost to put in infrastructure. And we cannot borrow money to put in that infrastructure. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not, I'll leave that to the consultants to provide us with those calculations. Certainly on the amortization and the replacement costs down the road, those development charges won't cover the future costs that the municipality will have in their asset categories moving forward.
I'm going to just ask CEO Diskey, having come from a large community, can you share some insights?
Yes, through you, Mayor. As Lucas alluded to, a lot of times it depends on the agreement. So for example, if a park needs to be developed, that infrastructure is sometimes put on the developer to develop and pay for. You know, as far as other infrastructure like sewer and water, I'm not 100% sure, but I know in the past, in my past life, we would make agreements with the developers to do parkland, and then through our oversight on the development of the park, they would pay and construct that park, saving that those resources and that expense from the city.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Marshall.
Yeah, this kind of, Mayor, this kind of, I thought development charges were paid up front. And like apparently this is paid at the end by the sounds of this, and you don't actually get it until license occupancy has been granted, so. I mean, I think we should actually support their option 2 and forward that concern to the province.
Through the mayor, I will give council some just an update since this report was written. This bill's received royal assent before the public consultation period even ended.
Why not?
It is now in place as of last Thursday, but they've kept the public consultation open until tomorrow.
So we can still send a letter expressing our.
We can,
provinces.
just so council's aware it's received royal assent.
Yes, Councillor.
Your worship, we continue to sit in the back seat of the bus. I get so sick and tired of this kind of stuff. But I will say that the feedback from Chair Savoy, we should approach this and try to get some of these concerns heard. We're always a day late and a dollar short, and it's kind of tiring, really. So they're taking communities with less than 50,000 people right out of the picture.
Yeah.
Is that us? Oh, I didn't know that. My God, I can't believe that they continue to do this kind of thing.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Councillor Valiquette.
Through the mayor. So ultimately at planning, this was a part of our conversation, was trying to get this in today, so it got there during the time that this was open to public consultation. And unfortunately, to Councillor Fleer's point, the government has set us at the back of the bus, and ultimately it's now law. So.
I think too, then, when we write our letter of expressing our displeasure, we note that they changed their guidelines so we could not get in under their timeline to express our concerns against this. And that is an injustice, okay? That is an injustice. You give people an opportunity and then you take it away before they have a chance to respond. So in our letter, we should express that. Yes, Councillor Flynn.
Your worship, and maybe this is done, but is it done? Let's get the 444 municipalities in Ontario to grow some pride and fight this thing. We can't continue to do this. Like, we need the 444 municipalities to take this.
I mean, we can't even get the
Well,
17
it's,
municipalities in this county to.
yeah, I know.
support this.
And why is that? Why is that? Are they being fed money that we're not? Is that what it is? Anyway,
Anyway.
pretty sad. We're all taxpayers. We get pounded.
Any, thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay, so let me go back to the motion. Be it resolved that council received the Bill 17th report as presented, and further the council direct staff to submit concerns regarding Bill 17 to the province of Ontario for review. Well, it doesn't matter for review, just leave it at that. It's not gonna make a difference. Okay. Yes.
Could I say one more thing?
Oh, all in favor? Okay, yes, okay. Go ahead.
So last year at the Good Roads Convention, it took me 20 minutes to get up enough courage to go to talk to Premier Ford. I said to him directly, I said, Premier Ford, you said many times, if we have issues in our municipalities, you would come and talk to us. He shook my hand. He grabbed my card. Give your card to this young lady. I will talk to you. Well, since that time, there's been an election. So Mr. Ford, if you're listening, come on down. I want to talk to you. I'll even go and pick you up if you need that done at my cost.
They still haven't responded to our two proposals, one on the OPP and one on small developers. And that was back in March, and that was sent directly to the Premier.
So
Anyway.
why are we like
Like you say, we don't count.
we have needs, we have opportunities that we could help, and we're being stymied.
Okay, moving on, we did the vote on that. Could I have a move and a seconder to table bylaw number 2025-52, a bylaw to amend comprehensive zoning bylaw 2012-30, re Robinson Road. Thank you, Deputy Mayor DeMarche. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Any questions on said bylaw? Seeing none, be it resolved that bylaw number 2025-52 be a bylaw to amend comprehensive zoning bylaw 2012-30, re Robinson Road North be read a first, second, third, and final time passed, signed, and sealed in open council this 10th day of June 2025. All in favor? That's not your teeth that you're gritting there.
It is.
And you're right, Kirk. Could I have a move and a seconder to table bylaw number 2025-53? A bylaw to amend comprehensive zoning bylaw 2012-30 of the corporation of the municipality of Tweed. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Any questions on said bylaw? Be it resolved that bylaw number 2025-53 being a bylaw to amend comprehensive zoning bylaw 2012-30 be read a first, second, third, and final time passed, signed, and sealed in open council this 10th day of June 2025. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a move and a seconder to table bylaw number 2025-54, a bylaw to authorize the deletion of an agreement to convey as one parcel on property located at Lot 11, Plan 21 M209, Center Hastings, County of Hastings. I move in a seconder, please. Thank you, Deputy Mayor DeMarche. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Any questions? Seeing none, be it resolved that bylaw number 2025-54 being a bylaw to authorize the deletion of an agreement to convey as one parcel on property located at Lot 11, Plan 21 M209, Center Hastings be read a first, second, third, and final time passed, signed, and sealed in open council this 10th day of June 2025. All in favor? Thank you. Can I have a move and a seconder to table bylaw number 2025-55, a bylaw to designate persons authorized to sign checks issued by the municipality of Tweed and to repeal bylaw number 2024-39. Move in a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Any questions on said bylaw? Seeing none, be it resolved that bylaw number 2025-55 being a bylaw to designate persons authorized to sign checks issued by the municipality to be read a first, second, and third and final time passed, signed, and sealed in open council this 10th day of June 2025. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table bylaw number 2025-56, a bylaw to adopt the 2025 tax rates and special area rates and to provide for penalty and interest in default of payment thereof for 2025. A mover and a seconder, please. Thank you, Deputy Mayor DeMarche. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Any questions on said bylaw? Seeing none, be it resolved that bylaw number 2025-56 being a bylaw to adopt the 2025 tax rates be read a first, second, third, and final time, passed, signed, and sealed in open council this 10th day of June 2025. All in favor? Thank you. Items for consideration. The first one, could I have a mover and a seconder to table the road allowance closing proposal for Retreat Road? At the May 13th, 2025 council meeting, council passed a resolution authorizing staff to commence the process to close and sell a portion of municipal road allowance under bylaw number 2023-44. The policy and procedures to close and sell a municipal road allowance sets out that a resolution shall be prepared declaring the land surplus and available for sale. Move in a seconder, please. Thank you, Deputy Mayor LaMarche. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Any questions on that? Be it resolved that council hereby declares the portion of municipal road allowance located between concession for lots 48 to 52, part lots 53, 54, and 74 to 79, and RP 21R-15190, part 3 to 6, and concession for part lot 1, lot 25 to 32, Elsevier, as presented in the application submitted by Phil Slaney, surplus roads and available for sale. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a second? Okay, I'm going to get you to read this one, Lori, okay, because I'm losing my voice here. This is, can I have a mover and a seconder to table the certificate of accounts authority from Bank of Montreal? It's a mover and a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Thank you, Councillor Fleeler. When updating the signing authorities of the Bank of Montreal, it is a requirement that council pass a resolution setting out terms and conditions of the signing authorities. If you would, Lori, please. Thank you. Do you want me to read? Are you okay?
So to get it there. Be it resolved that the following members, officers, agents, and employees of the corporation of the municipality of Tweed Corporation, as may be replaced from time to time pursuant to subparagraph 1F below, the authorized persons are authorized to do one or more of the following on behalf of the corporation, all to the extent indicated in the table under paragraph 1F. A. To sign, sorry. Yeah, that'd be. To sign all checks and orders for the payment of money and other negotiable instruments of the corporation drawn on the accounts indicated in the table under subparagraph 1FB, to open or close any deposit or other accounts with the Bank of Montreal Bank or the accounts, to sign authorization, set up or other documentation and agreements with the bank regarding any of the accounts, any services, including without limitation cash management services, or any other matter as such authorized persons in his or her or their sole discretion deem advisable, or as the bank may request, including without limitation, providing for ratification of any signature or action on behalf of the corporation. C, to negotiate with, deposit, or transfer to the bank, but for credit to the corporation's account only, all or any bills of exchange, promissory notes, checks, and orders for the payment of monies and other negotiable instruments, and for the said purpose to endorse the same on behalf of the corporation by rubber stamp or otherwise. D, to arrange, settle, balance, and certify all books, accounts between the corporation and the bank, and to receive all paid checks and vouchers, unpaid and unaccepted bills of exchange and other negotiable instruments. E, to obtain delivery from the bank of all or any stock, bonds, and other securities held by the bank in safekeeping or otherwise for the account of the corporation, and to give valid and binding receipts therefor. F, to revoke or modify any or all of the authorizations herein, and to authorize on behalf of the corporation from time to time at her, or their discretion, other persons or authorized persons to do all or any of the foregoing, including the matters set out in this subparagraph 1F. Whoops, sorry.
Wait to read all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, why do you read this? I'll do 2 and 3, okay?
Okay. The names, it just lists the names of the authorized persons as Donald D. Genova, Jamie DeMarche, Lori Krellin, Ron Diskey, Cindy Laprade, and Caitlin Lazard for the health and welfare account only. Everyone else has all of the accounts.
that all acts and actions taken by the authorized persons or any of them prior to the date hereof with respect to the transactions contemplated by these resolutions, including without limitation, the accounts and any services in connection with the accounts be and hereby are in all aspects confirmed, approved, and ratified. That previous authorities granted by way of resolution / bylaw in respect of the foregoing matters passed by the council of the corporation is repealed as of the date of this resolution in respect of matters done hereafter. The foregoing resolution shall continue in force until a certified copy of resolution, bylaw revoking, repealing, or modifying it has been received by the bank. Okay, any questions?
Can you read that again?
Okay. So, let me just see here. So did we table that?
Yeah.
Who moved it? Oh, Peter, sorry, there we are. Okay. Peter, moved by Councillor Valiquette and seconded by Councillor Fleeler. All in favor of the motion. Thank you. Tweed Oil Kings. Can I have a move and a seconder to table the Tweed Oil Kings? The current ownership group of the Tweed Oil Kings Hockey Club, 100679218 Ontario Inc. is in the process of selling the team to Natalie Mitz and requests council to waive its right of first refusal. Could I have a mover and a second to get that on the table? Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Demarche. Any questions on waiving? Yes, Councillor Valiquette.
There's no,
No, sorry. Sorry, Peter.
there's no legal ramifications there.
No, we want to get out of it. Yeah.
Okay, what, from the party that was, had their first brother?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good.
Any other questions? Be it resolved, the council hereby agrees to waive its right of first refusal regarding the Tweed Oil Kings hockey team. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table the minister seniors and accessibility? June is Seniors Month in Ontario, a time to acknowledge and recognize the amazing seniors in our lives across the province. This year's theme, Fit, Active, and Healthy Seniors, highlights the importance of supporting our older adults through programs and initiatives that promote wellness, social engagement, and education. The Honorable Raymond Cho, Minister for Seniors and Accessibility, invite the municipality to proclaim June as Seniors Month. Could I have a mover and a seconder for that, please? Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Thank you, Councillor Fleeler. Any questions on said motion? Be it resolved that council proclaim June as Seniors Month in the municipality of Tweed, and further that council authorize staff to promote Seniors Month on the municipal website, in the municipal news column, and on social media. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table the Army, Navy, and Air Force Veterans in Canada's request offering advertising opportunities through their magazine, Shoulder to Shoulder? Support of this magazine helps ensures that the servicemen and women returning home from active duty, receive the programs and services they require. Could I have a mover and a seconder to get that on the table, please? Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Thank you, Councillor Fleeler. Any questions? Yes, Deputy Mayor.
Is this similar to the one we already do? You already do something similar to that?
That's the Legion one.
That's like.
Yes, we do yearly advertise in the Legion magazine, the National Legion magazine, and this is kind of where that came from. We've been contacted to support this one, but we wanted to have council approval.
So we never did.
No.
Any other questions, comments? Is this something that we want to do? Like you're down if you do, down if you don't. Yeah. Okay, it's 349. Are we okay to proceed? Okay. Yeah. Let me be it resolved that council authorize advertising in the Anavets magazine in the amount of 349 yearly. All in favor? Thank you. Closed meeting. Can I have a move and a seconder to go into closed meeting, please? Thank you, Councillor Palmetier, and thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Be it resolved that council go into closed meeting at Lori. Thank you. Not why I say. Isn't why. Okay, notification of closed meeting to provide direction to staff. Have a mover and a seconder, please. Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Be it resolved that staff follow council direction from the closed meeting. All in favor? Thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table correspondence information, please? Thank you, Deputy Mayor Demarche. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. I did have a number of things. 15.6. Oh, I don't know if you've read well, you probably have. I shouldn't say I don't know if you have. But in the Rural Economic Development Report in 15.6, it is said, the strategy for this rural development strategy, the strategy is focused on 3 pillars. The first, safe and strong rural communities, supports foundation elements such as well-maintained infrastructure and access to high-speed internet. So here we are looking at our infrastructure, safe infrastructure, 3 bridges that we've had to reduce the limits on, and all of our requests for funding to help us deal with that have been denied. So how sincere are they with this particular statement in their own little report? I would like to see us support 1510.1 and 1510.2. The one is the request of support resolution opposition of provisions to Bill 5, Protect Ontario by Unleashing Our Economy Act. And the other one is request of resolution supporting municipal ethics through access and education. Can I have a mover and a seconder to table? Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Thank you, Councillor Fleer. Is there anything else anybody wanted to bring forward? Seeing none. How do I do this now? Oh, there we are. Okay. So you have. Okay, so Councillor Palmetier and Councillor Fleer, you have supported the supporting motions 1510.2, 15.10, 1510.1 and 1510.2. All in favor? Thank you. And then the information correspondence as presented will be resolved that the correspondence information received and filed. All in favor? Thank you. And then we'll move down to committee board reports. Could I have a mover and a seconder to table the committee board reports? Thank you, Deputy Mayor Demarche. Thank you, Councillor Valiquette. Any questions on any of those reports? Seeing none. Be it resolved that council receive the committee board minutes as presented. All in favor? Thank you. Confirmatory bylaw. Could I have a mover and a seconder for the confirmatory bylaw, please? Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Thank you, Councillor Fleer. Be it resolved the confirmatory bylaw number 2025-57 be read a first, second, and third and final time, passed, signed, and sealed in open council this 10th day of June 2025. All in favor? Thank you. And could I have a mover and a seconder to adjourn today's meeting, please? Thank you, Councillor Palmetier. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Demarche. Be it resolved that council adjourn at 11:11. All in favor? Thank you.